please welcome the sales guru, Steve Clarke.
Thank you and good morning. Sales guru, what a lot of old toffee. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, Michelle, but I'm not a sales guru. I'm an ordinary, everyday fellow that's had some reasonable success in business, right? But what I want to try and check that I'm actually in the right room with the right people, because as you quite rightly say, I annoy my fellow speakers immensely posting pictures from around the world at the different speaking venues, and I know that one day I'm going to rock up at the wrong place or the wrong time. So let me just check I am actually in the right room with the right people. Who here seriously, by quick show of hands, who seriously wants more clients, more sales and more profits? Okay, that's the wrong answer. It's the wrong answer. This is 2017. If you're constantly thinking about you, your profits, your sales, you all the time, that's not the right place to come from. So actually, to be fair to you, it wasn't the wrong answer, it was probably the wrong question to start with. So who would like more of the right kind of clients and the right kind of sales, people that allow you to make a good profit? Quick show of hands. Still the wrong answer. You're going to hate me, there's no time. A southerner and telling you all this wrong stuff, right? But it's the wrong question. What you should be asking today, and if you've got any means of making notes, you might write some of these things down just as a memory jogger. But what we should be thinking today is, how can I add value and how can I build trust? Because if you're not building trust with clients and potential clients, and if you're not adding value to their world in some way, shape or form, you're just going to be the archetypical salesperson of the 80s or the 90s. You might need to go and Google what one of those people looked like. But here's what we could do. I could offer you, for the next 25 minutes, two versions of this story, because it's a beautiful sunny day, and I know how friendly you are up in Birmingham. So I could actually give you, sorry about that, should never do an impersonation of the people's accents when you're in their town. I can't help myself sometimes. So I can give you two options here. Version A, nice stories about my gorgeous wife Suzanne, house in the country, 5 kids, 2 grandkids, and a dog called Trevor. But it won't help you at all with your business. Or I can just give you version B, just tell us how it is, simple stuff that will help us boost our sales and profits. Would you like version A, wife, 5 kids, 2 grandkids, dog called Trevor? Or would you like B, just tell us how it is, we don't mind straight talking? A or B? A. See, I knew coming to... I knew, because you're a bunch of softies, I prepared a few slides knowing you'd be the soft bunch up here. Now, some of you, this is relevant actually too, some of you may actually know Trevor, but might not realise that you know Trevor. So my son, one of 5, but my youngest son is in computer animation. And he was responsible for the John Lewis ad, funny enough, that ran this Christmas. Do you see Buster the Boxer, the movie? So on Wills's CV now, it says fur animator. So it seems like a strange thing to put on a CV, but he was the fur renderer on the John Lewis ad. And at the allotted time, when this advert ran, the John Lewis ad ran, it's all kept under wraps, it's all very secret. But just as it was about to run the first night, William sent us a message saying, check out the TV tonight, because the ad's about to run. So we sat like dutiful parents in front of the TV like millions of other people, and I videoed the moment just to prove to William that we were watching his handiwork. And with us was Trevor watching the ad too. This is the bit you might have seen. Let's see if this will run. This is our living room. This is the bouncing trampoline with the animals just getting going on it, and this is my Trevor. And Trevor totally, completely and utterly stole the show. And so even now, when he goes, the adverts come on, he's patiently watching TV, but when the ads come on and that music goes, he's up there bouncing. And there was a big movement started, Get Trevor Trampoline. Trevor's been seen now by 15 million people around the world. I have shamelessly pimped him out. Trevor's got his own agent now, which is kind of cool. But the relevancy of that is here for you that I want to share too, because when I first showed that to William, he said that will go viral. We're all about viral videos. And people come to me as a business mentor and they're saying, if we could just get our video out there on YouTube and go viral, we'd be made. Rubbish. But what do you have to do to get something to go viral? Here's the relevancy for you. What would you do? You had that piece of video, and on my Facebook page, I've now got 100 people, a couple of 100 people commenting and sharing. That's great. What would you do to get up to 15 million views? What might you try? Any ideas?
Sharing.
Sharing it. Where would you share it?
With my friends.
To all your friends, okay? Newspaper, possibly. Where else? Facebook boosting, buying adverts. Not a big fan of buying adverts anywhere. Facebook, a little different with pay-per-click. YouTube, it's already on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's on my YouTube channel to start with, alongside, check this one out, Michelle, alongside a piece of video that I shot several months ago about engagement, which has 39 views. And Trevor, the little shit's got 56 views on my YouTube channel alone, let alone what's happening on the rest of the internet. No, but what I did is I thought, okay, who wants to see this little bouncy dog? He's actually called a Cavachon. Do you think in the UK there's a Cavachon society? Heck yeah, there is. With tens of thousands of members, not just the number of friends I've got, some who don't like dogs at all. If you go to the Cavachon website or the Cavachon Facebook page, do you think they start to share it? And do you think if you post it a few times over a couple of days and engage people, listen to the words, engage them in a conversation on their Facebook page, do you think they share it like wildfire? Do you think the Cavachon Society has also got a Facebook page for the American Cavachon Society? Heck yeah. Do you think they've got even more members? Yes, again. So I started thinking about who would want to see it and then how they would share it. The way that you differentiate yourself in your market isn't by what you do. It's who you do it for and how you do it. The differentiator is who and how, not what you do. I don't care that you're an accountant. There's lots of accountants. Who do you do it for and how do you do it? Who are the two most famous accountants in the world right now? Or former accountants, maybe. Brian and Marsha, was it? Now looking for jobs, the Oscar mess up. But what differentiates them is who they did it for and how they did it. That's why they're known around the world too. So in your world, with your business, who is your who and what's your how? That's so vitally important. Whenever I talk to people and I ask, who's your target market? And they say, well, everyone really, we're a bit of jack of all trades. Well, good luck with that. That's not how you differentiate yourself in the market. You can have lots of niches, but you must know who your niche is and how you're going to help those people. Add value, build trust. When you add value and build trust, people come to you and you can stop selling. Does that make sense? But we have a different mindset, all of us, in the way that we look at things altogether. I'm just going to pop something up on the screen and I want you to shout out what you see, what you read. This is in my book, and it was in my book several years ago, but I still use this slide because I think it's relevant for most of us. What do you see when you see this?
Opportunities everywhere.
No, that's interesting. It doesn't say that, but opportunities everywhere. That's right, quite interesting. That's the first time I've had that one. What do you see when you read that?
Is now here.
Is now here? Who saw opportunities nowhere? Be honest. Okay, so if you're going through this world looking at opportunities nowhere, you're going to look out that window and say, yeah, but it's probably going to rain later. Look at it, it's beautiful. You need to think about your attitude. So I like the fact that you're saying opportunities everywhere because you've even expanded on it. If you show that to a 7-year-old, they say, opportunity, snow's here. They don't even say that either. But they'll see it with a certain passion, a certain set of eyes. How are you seeing the world? Because you've got to look in business. How many of you are in business for yourselves? Okay, you've got to look at what your support network looks like. Because if the people around you are negative and they're doom and gloom and despondency, don't walk away from those people. Run. Like the wind, because they're going to drag you down. And I'm not advocating divorce. If it's your partner that's the negative influence, then deal with it another way. But that's a wry smile you've got going on. But seriously, in business, you need to look at associating yourself and being around like-minded business people, but only like-minded if they see opportunities now here. There's a fantastic opportunity for anyone in business. Adam was saying it, the first speaker was saying that this morning, is that it's the small business world that's going to boost the economy. We're able to control how we work, who we work with, how long we work. I mean, a lot of us went into self-employment because you could pick and choose the hours you work, right? Because you now got the freedom to pick and choose every 18 hours of every sodding day is how it works when you're in business for yourself. But we do get the freedom and we can actually generate the income that we want. You can set the right numbers. Sometimes your targets and expectations are too low. Some of you have goals where you're actually looking to aspire to mediocrity. It's silly. There's so many opportunities out there, particularly now that we're working in a global economy. Have you all got smartphones? So what you've got is the world right there in your pocket. I'd like to show you Well, one thing I'd like to show you is actually, what does WT stand for? WTF? No. Family audience. Where's the focus? Where's the focus? Write that one down somewhere. Where is your focus? You know what you're trying to do in business. Do you know what your niche or niches are? Do you really understand how you can help people, what you do for a certain group of people, your who and your how? If you know that, where's your focus? I had to drive up this morning, 5 o'clock this morning, up 5:15 away to get up to here from where I live down in deepest, darkest Essex. It's a long way away. You might need a passport down there somewhere. It's a long way down. But I drove up this morning. I knew roughly where I was coming. I know that Birmingham is north of where I live. But in order to get here, what I had to do was to first of all look at a Google map to see, yep, it is kind of north and over a bit. Got my bearings. But then what did I do? Punch the postcode into a sat-nav. How many of you have a sat-nav for your business? You've got a sat-nav in your car, have you got a sat-nav in your business? Think about how this works. You will plan a journey somewhere, and so many of you in this room, and I won't ask for the honesty thing right now with your hands up, but a lot of you won't even have a business plan. If you have, you started with a business plan a year, 2, 3 years ago, and it stayed in a drawer somewhere out the way while you get busy being busy. True? So what you need is a sat-nav for your business. I've built one to try and help people, make it really simple, and it's something that I've used. You mentioned, Michelle, my last business, my UK, one of the States that I floated, but the last UK one, I took from a standing start to 32 million a year in sales in 8 years and sold it. Now, I don't say that to go, big me up, just that what I'm talking about absolutely works. And in my business and in other small businesses I work with as a mentor and with multinationals that I talk to, I help them using this sat-nav idea, because a sat-nav gives you purpose and direction. You know where you're trying to go in 3 to 5 years, you know where you're going in a year, you know what you're doing in the next 90 days. 6 milestones that you're going to pass or tick off on the journey. And it means then each day when you get up, where's your focus? How many of you start your day something like this? Coffee in one hand, open up the laptop, check out your emails. Be honest? Well, stop it. Stop it, because that's if you want more clients, more sales, more profits, that's the thief of time. You need to avoid the attraction of distraction. So many of you will actually, you'll open your laptop, you'll have your coffee, you'll look at email. The day you haven't got enough email, what do you do next? Facebook. You're just reacting to stuff as opposed to having a sat-nav and a plan that says this is what we're doing. So during your day, you should do one of 2 things. Number 1, things that move you towards one of your goals in 90 days. Or number 2, things that don't. Don't do number 2s, just do number 1s. I'm all about sales made simple, business made simple, leadership made simple. People overcomplicate things and they look for complications. So where's the focus? If you've got your phones, let me introduce you to an app that is the best app I know that we've all got on the phones and very few of you actually use nowadays. Would it be helpful to know which one it is? It's free, if it would help. Yeah. Okay. So when you look, this is the iPhone. Who's not on an iPhone? Never mind. Okay, so this is a smartphone. You've got the almost smartphones. So on here, I shouldn't be such an Apple snob. It's terrible, but I really am. I'm a convert for Apple. So on here, the button that you want, if you can see it, the app, it's that one there, look. It's the little green mum and the phone thing on. So what's the magic with this button is what you can do is you can find out who you'd like to do business with or someone that could help you move your business forward, and you can pick up your little phone, hit that green button, and you can numbers come up. You punch in the numbers and it gets you through to that person on the other end. You have a conversation, you add value, and you build trust. Just think now, 3 people that you know that you should have phoned by now, and for some reason you haven't done it. You're looking like 3, I could do 23 with my eyes shut. But we all know it. Every time I run this process, I think of people that I know I should have phoned and haven't done it. And I will stop in my car, I'll get my phone, and I'll make those 3 calls today before I leave Birmingham. Because if you get in the habit of calling 3 people a day on purpose, and there could be people, not just to say, are you ready to buy yet? Are you ready to buy yet? I'll give you 20% off if you buy now. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you could be calling someone to thank them for business you had in the past. How many of you really keep in touch with your old clients? But it could be someone that you could offer to do some work for. I am not advocating cold calling. I know we'll do a wrestling match in the car park later on. We're selling tickets, okay, Michelle and I. Cold calling is a complete waste of time. That's a relief to some of you. To others are thinking, really? Cold calling is a waste of time, 80s or 90s style. Because back then we didn't have other tools that would help you. What I'm saying is you must pick up the phone. If you want to do business successfully today, the telephone is going to be your best possible friend. But you could pick up the phone to offer someone else work. So if I know you and I know what business you're in, one of the things I might do on one of my days is to think, how can I help you? Where can I add value and build trust for you? So if I know someone that should maybe do business with you, I could pick up the phone and, sorry, what's your name?
Fadge.
Fadge. I could pick up the same Fadge. I was talking to
D.
There you go. Fadge was talking to V. I know there's someone there you should maybe talk to, because I reckon what he's got would really help your business. Can I introduce you?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Now, when I introduce you, you're not going to have to make a cold call. You're actually going to be talking because I've shared that connection. And what happens is there's a thing called the law of reciprocity. Do you know what I mean by reciprocity?
Yeah.
Who's not heard the word reciprocity? This always tickles me, right? I was speaking in Bulgaria just before Christmas, and I was on a rant through the whole day with about 300 people, and I said, about the law of reciprocity. And I went, oh, sorry, do you know what I mean by reciprocity? And they all went, yes, to reciprocate. So the Bulgarians get it, the Romanians get it, and Birmingham somehow don't. I don't know how that works. Okay, but reciprocity, the law of reciprocity just means if I help you, subconsciously in the back of your mind somewhere, you are then disposed to be able to try and help me if it's feasible. But it's done without obligation. I'm not saying, look, I gave you a lead, now where's mine? I know people that do that and think that's referrals, that's not how it works. But you can get work from people that way too. But you could think 3 calls a day on purpose. If you go to my LinkedIn page, you'll see recommendation after recommendation after recommendation from people saying, I heard Steve speak and I went and called 3 people. I got £1,500 worth of business that day. I'm hiring him for my company. That's one of the most recent ones at Premier Print. Because I just said 3 people. One of the better ones was actually in Macedonia, where Maria did it during the coffee break. She went outside and she phoned someone who said, I can't believe your timing. You know, you love it when that happens in sales, right? Can't believe your timing. We'd love to do business with you, but, and they explained what the problem was, if you could do something with this, we're just about to place the order. Go and see it. You'll see it maybe 20 recommendations back from Katerina. She picked up an order the next day for €800,000 by picking up the phone. I'm all about sales made simple. 3 calls a day will make a massive difference to your business if you'll do it. And here's what I'll offer to you. If today you make 3 calls to people that you maybe had been afraid of picking up the phone to before, and you call me tomorrow by 10:30 in the morning, I will coach you for free on how those calls went to see if we can help you improve it next time. You know how much I charge normally for my coaching? I'm kind of like Apple, I'm reassuringly expensive. We get good results, we get great results. Out of my mentoring group, I was saying to you this earlier on, in my mentoring group that I run, 3 of the businesses in there have just acquired other businesses in the last 8 weeks to the tune of another £7 million to boost their business. One of the key things was they picked up the phone and talked to the right people they would like to buy. Pick up the phone, call 3 people a day, and if you do it, I will coach you for free. But call me tomorrow morning by 10:30. Now, how could I offer that to 60, 70 people in the room? How could I offer to speak to all of you tomorrow morning by 10:30, do you think?
Because they won't do it.
They won't do it. That's the reality of it. You know, you went for the version over here. I know you wanted Trevor. I showed you Trevor. But then this was a tell us straight how it is. A lot of you won't do it. You'll think, is that the best you've got? You're the sales guru, right? Call 3 people. Brilliant. But it works if you'll do it. So try it. One of the things I did mention, coming up here, when I come to all these different events around the country, one of the things that I do is I would come back and do a return visit and have a whole day with you rather than an hour. I looked at my diary, I simply haven't got the time right now until way late in the year to come back and do a whole day. I'd love to come and work with people in the room if I could help you. So I looked a couple of days ago, what could I do that might help you more? And one of the things I've decided to try and do is that here's this web address you might want to make a note of, eurekaselling.co.uk/Midlands Expo. What I've done is I've got a whole online DVD, or say a video program with short bite videos and a workbook all about the sales success system. I've got 2 of my books that I've converted into ebooks. I've got my sat nav and all the simple 1-page documents that make up my business plan sat nav. And I've put all of that onto a page. My guy at the office reckons it's about £490 worth of stuff. We're going to offer it out at £49 if anyone wants to buy it, and you get membership to Eureka because I feed stuff out there all the time. And it's a one-time membership at £49, not a monthly subscription kind of a deal. One payment, you get the lot if you want it. So jot that down, and you can go there and download all of that stuff and get access to what I'm doing if it helps. Okay, so I want you to do two things. Put up your prices to one thing. The other thing that I want to really leave you with is, because we've only got half an hour to do all these things, and Nigel's already arrived to do his next bit, and you've got to be awake and ready for Nigel. Because if you're not, he's going to get you. He's going to get you. If I don't, he's going to get you. So call 3 people. Second one, put your prices up. Nigel's probably going to tell you that in a minute too. Put your prices up. Not just randomly go, okay, I'm normally charging £50 an hour, I'll charge £100 an hour. You better be adding some value in there somewhere. But if you'll put your prices up, I did this 5 years ago with my mentoring program. I was running ragged, coaching loads of people across loads of different courses for half a day at a time, and it was tough. But people were only paying about 70 quid a month to be in this group. And I was working myself to a frazzle. And I said to my coach at the time, I want to earn more and work less. I'm getting really tired of this. I want to make a bigger impact on more people. And so we said, okay, what can we do? And it was 5 years ago, last month, that I stepped on a plane, turned left, laid flat, woke up in Mauritius and had a lovely holiday. Didn't work for 2 weeks, but when I got back, my sales were up by 519% because I'd put my prices up and I offered a top-of-line model to people rather than just trying to deal with all the cheap stuff lower down. There are a group of people that will always pay 20% more than your top-line product you've got right now. You maybe haven't designed it yet. There are always people that want to buy the VIP pass, the VIP ticket, the executive program, rather than just the base level program. So what's your top of the line that you've got now? Think about what could you do a stage up from there. Those people don't nickel and dime you on your products or services. So pick up the phone and call 3 people, put your prices up. The last one I want to leave you with is really more of a mindset one. It's a challenge actually rather than anything else. Who's up for a challenge?
Everyone, I think, yes.
Everyone, everyone you guess. See, I like your outlook. Not everyone is. Just the same as not everyone will call me tomorrow. Here's the challenge, and you'll find this one probably quite simple. It's for 7 days, starting right now, for the next 7 days, no complaining. How easy do you think it is now, Smarty? Pretty easy. Pretty easy. So when I was in India year before last, I gave people the challenge there. That one of the comments that came back was, a week. Can we do more than a week? Well, yes, of course you can. Because you've got some traffic. I heard someone saying about what can we do about the roads in and out of Birmingham. You don't know what traffic problems are like until you've been to India. When you've got these guys, right, buses, tuk-tuks, people on bikes, people on bloody elephants coming at you down the road any side, any way they like. That's a traffic jam. That's a traffic jam. Not what you have in Birmingham. Get over yourselves. So don't complain today about how fast Nigel spoke, how fast Steve speaks, how busy the room was, how there weren't enough people at the trade show. No complaining, not about your husband, your wife, the kids, the dog, nothing. No complaining for 7 days. Here's what will happen, is you'll walk out of here and you will immediately say, well, really, we sat through half an hour of that and you'll find yourself complaining. That's okay. Stop, reset the clock and start again. Because when you can get through a day, 2 days, and then 7 days without complaining, everyone around you will see the difference. You'll see the difference. Not to put too fine a point on this, I'm married with 5 kids, 2 grandkids, and a dog called Trevor, as you heard. And when you've been married as long as I have, at the end of the day, when the kids have all gone off to bed, to put this delicately, guess what's not on dessert if Mr. Grumpy comes home? It's not on the menu, right? Kids are gone, but I'm still raging from the day. That's not going to help what's going to go on for my dessert that I want. But when you stop complaining and you're back at home and you're cooking a nice dinner for your lovely wife and telling her how lovely she is, dessert is back on the menu. But seriously, find a way to stop. 7 days, stop complaining. Go to that page. If you want to get the details from here, that's where you'll get that £49 for the lot. I think it was the simplest thing to do was put it all in one place. You can have at it. You're then a member of my Eureka Club, and everything that I feed out, you'll get as well. Not ongoing payments, not monthly payments. It's just a one-off charge if you want it. If you get it and you think that's rubbish, Steve, just send it back to me and I'll give you your money back. No, you know what? Keep it. I'll give you your money back. If you're desperate for £49, I'll give it to you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm really pleased you're here. We don't really have time for Q&A. We're just going to... I'm going to be outside, so rather than steal Nigel's space and time for him, I'll let him come and get set up and ready. But really, thank you for being here. Thank you for what you're doing. do stay put because you're going to have another good session from Nigel in about 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Have a great day.